The Windy City Breeze, Chicago Bulls versus Indiana Pacers post-game show. We are here to take your calls live. With me is P Kid. P Kid, you ready to knock this one out?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get it on. And we are back. It is the only place that talks Chicago sports. How Chicago talks. It is the Windy City Breeze Chicago Bulls post-game show. My name is Marcus Couch. That's Pete Kid. Kid, what do you think of this 116 to 110 implosion of the Bulls in the fourth quarter in terms of this game? What's your initial impression?
And that's really all you can really describe it as, a true implosion. In fact, again, tale of the two different halves. First half, we hold them to roughly 46 points, 21 points in the first quarter, 25 in the second quarter. We outscore them in both quarters. We're doing well. Second half, they put up 34, 36 point respectfully quarters and outscore us each quarter by nearly double digits.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Marko Simonovic thought he was going to actually get in the game during the first quarter. He thought, oh, this is going to be a blowout. We'll get kicked tonight. Just want to remind you, you can give us a call at 773-900-8097. We got 3 calls already in the queue. This is going to be a quick show. I want to kind of get it to under a half hour tonight. I do have some errands I need to run. So let's get right away to our first caller out in the 312. How you doing, caller?
What's up, man? My name's Dave West. I'm from the 312, obviously.
Yeah.
I've been watching the Bulls since like 03, 04.
Yeah.
Eddie Curry, Tyrese Thomas, the baby Bulls, Noel. I don't ever remember seeing a team so mediocre in my life. And they were the epitome of mediocre back then. But one thing different from them and these guys now is just the cool boy, the step back, dribble off my knee, 3, fade away, all this wacko basketball, and you getting shown up by a rookie Mathurin that's just simply just playing basketball how it's supposed to be played. You go down, you dribble to the rim, you put pressure on them, you kick it out. You get momentum, you get rhythm, and then shots start falling. That's when Buddy Hield passed up a layup. What are you doing? And then he kicks it out to the corner. The ball has energy, and it just finds a way to get into the hole. But when you're doing pretty boy, 1, 2, 3 dribble, fade away, spin, turn, all of that goofy stuff, you get results like this. It's just not connected basketball. It works sometimes, and then it doesn't sometimes. And that's why our record looks like we win sometimes and we lose sometimes.
I sometimes think that the Bulls players aren't looking up at the scoreboard during the game when they take these shots. It's like, yeah, if you're up 20, go for it. Do a heat check. See if you're good. Otherwise, you need high percentage shots to get in the hole so you can maintain a lead. And that's not what we see out of this group. And you're right. Those teams, the spit and grease teams of the early 2000s, those teams weren't what this team is, which is fragile. That's what I would label this team as, is just like eggshell team, right? They could crack at any moment. You agree with that?
Oh yeah. It's like it's either hit or miss. It's like either we're gonna be flashing threes from here looking like Golden State Warriors in 2015, or we're gonna be looking like, I don't know, the 0-2 pace, just some trash team. It's either a hit or absolute miss. And it can happen in the same game. That's the scary part. All of that can happen in the same game, as we see time and time again over the last 2 years.
Isn't it funny? In the last, I'd say, 10 years of the Chicago Bulls, we've been praying for a dominant backup center since the Felicio days and even before. And now we have one. We have Andre Drummond, who just a couple of years ago we were talking about signing in free agency to become a starter for us. And now we have him. And I don't know if he's got an injury thing going on. I don't know what it is, but I don't know why we don't run pick and roll plays all day long for Drummond, because he will die. Other than like an Embiid or a Giannis or somebody like that, tonight Vooch should have had 50 points. Andre Drummond should have had 20 points. And I don't know why we don't run those plays.
But I know you guys have other calls, but I have one last point before I get off the line.
Sure, thanks. Yeah, go ahead.
We paid LaVine $200 million. I'm not mad. Get your money, but we paid him as if he's that type of guy. I know that's just the way of the league. Everybody has to get paid. This is what the contracts are going for. But when you're at best on a championship team, a third, I would say a 3.5. You're a third guy at best on the championship team. We've known this since he's been here. He's just not that guy. We didn't even pay Jimmy, and we knew that Jimmy, even though he wasn't that guy, he was pretty close to that guy.
He was a killer.
And if you had support, he was. It was a different type of player. That's what I'm saying. It's a different type of player. And you know, if you're a basketball player, you've been an avid watcher of the sport, you know what I'm talking about when we say that type of player. That means an impact player. You have Jalen Brunson, which is not as tall, not as athletic, not as whatever. But we've seen how of a general he is and how he leads New York to wins. And you have LaVine with much more talent, much more skill. It's no correlation.
He's soft.
You get what I'm saying? It's a
a
difference
soft
in
player.
leadership and the style of play.
Yeah, he's soft. That's what it is. He's a soft player.
You know, I actually got to jump in and say something a little different. You know, this ultimately doesn't boil down to anything other than one, the others have to step up, period. There's inconsistency with our lineup and what we get from top to bottom outside of one, maybe two players. So I can't sit here and look like, I mean, you can't put everything in a vacuum. Let's just do it for real quick because we're supposed to do it in the first place. But let's look at this. Who shot better from the field? Us or them? Don't worry about it. I got it. Who shot better from the free throw line? Out by 2%. Who rebounded better?
They did
even 45 apiece.
Can I?
All we're saying is this: ball security happens. You want to know why Andre Drummond doesn't sit there and get it the tick that we want? I was big on that whole movement. Put him in, let him cook. Right, that man will get you 2 points, and they will immediately get you 3 turnovers in the same play. We actually just saw it.
Yeah, you're right.
We saw him get you a dunk, a turnover, a steal, another dunk, and another turnover. They only credited for 1 turnover though, but we saw 2. I know we did.
It was 2.
They only credited him for 1 turnover, but it was 2. We saw it. We all saw him throw the ball away twice. Right? That's him. He doesn't have it here yet.
Yeah,
he ain't never had it there.
Hey,
so
thanks.
He's a career backup for sure.
Calling in. I'm gonna let you go and move on to some other calls, but we appreciate your feedback and feel free to call in anytime.
Right on. Good day.
All right, man. Thanks.
Why is P. Will only 2 for 5 when he just had 18 and 10?
So I got something to say. I got something to say because
I'm joining us on the post game here. Go ahead.
So I blame a couple people for this loss, right?
Yeah.
Zach played bad game. That's on him. Io got cooked by TJ McConnell. Say what you want to say, but TJ McConnell always been solid and never really, to me, got the recognition that he deserved. Yeah. Marcus Couch, bro, I blame you. I blame you because remember yesterday when we was talking about the Paris trip?
Yeah.
Man, this is really gonna spark something. Really some belief. Really some belief. They probably jailed. They got the time to come back and do all of this.
Okay, so you think stupid me that can't even get past
no.
550?
I'm just messing around with you. But in all seriousness though, I just said this last night. When they get 25 assists, the Bulls are great. They were blowing them out in the first half off of the extra smart passes. They had to make the extra pass. They didn't do that in the second half. And then you turn around, you turn around like that fourth quarter, the whole entire second half, the Pacers played what I like to call dub basketball. What is dub basketball? Drunk uncle basketball. That second half was legit drunk uncle basketball, and they winded up winning.
Because they out hustled.
They got what? 12. They got 12 extra shots up more than the Bulls did, and they're just jacking stuff up. And Stacey said it on the telecast. The telecast, bro. Play through the contact.
They don't play through the contact.
Yeah, and the real
the
question
Pacers play through the contact. Ben Mathurin plays through the contact.
What are you doing listening to Stacey King? You should be listening to the Windy City Breeze live call. What's wrong with you? All right,
play through the contact, bro. This team is a joke. This team is a joke. I told you, WWE storyline, and I'm sticking with that for the rest of the season.
All right. Wow. On that note, let's go to our next caller. How you doing, caller? Hey, T, what's up?
What's going on, Marcus? What's going on, P Kid? It's Q.
What's up, Q? What's going on with you?
What's going on?
What's up?
I done laid out for a month for a reason.
What happened?
What's going on? I laid out for a month for a reason.
Oh, just
because I just wanted to look and make sure that I wasn't being jaded by what I was seeing with Zach.
Yeah.
And then me and my father had a conversation about a week ago,
mm-hmm.
and I watched the game last night, and it dawned on me what it is.
What's that?
Zach LaVine is an athlete. He's not a basketball player.
Right.
He's just an elite athlete that happens to play basketball. So the things that we think, okay, you should just be able to do because you have elite athleticism, the basketball IQ is not there because you're not a hooper, right? You don't strike me as a dude that loves what you do.
Do you think that? Do you think that because his dad was a pro player in the NFL, do you think that he tried to get him to play football first and he just sucked?
No, I think that there, in this era of the NBA, you have a lot of great athletes, but not great basketball players. And so the things that you all highlight, because like I said, I laid out for a month and I just listened to you all, call the games, and I watched a couple of games and everything. Yeah, and that's what dawned on me is this dude ain't a hooper. He's just got elite athleticism. There's a lot of guys in the NBA that are like that right now. The problem for the Bulls is this happens to be your best player, quote unquote, right? And your best player don't really love it like that. And so the things that we're hollering about, the things that we're saying, like P Kid saying, yo, play through the contact, right? Why are your hands so bad on dribble drives when you have such elite athleticism, right? Last night in the Atlanta Hawks game, he finishes, if it's not over the top, Zach is really a horrible finisher at the rim, right? If it's not over the top and he's dunking on somebody, if you asking him to really create something, you kind of holding your breath with him. Right? And because he's not a basketball player per se, that to me that translates to the team. My best player has to be one of my most willing defenders. He's not that. We know DeMar's not that. Right?
Yeah.
But that should fall on Zach. That's your responsibility. But I think that when I watch him play, now that I put my finger on it, that's what it is. Dude, you're an elite athlete that just happens to play basketball. That's cool, right? But again, when you are the best player on the team and there's no defensive intensity from you at all, ever, really? Come on, dude. You had a rookie take your lunch. He
Today, at
basically
least,
just looked at you and was like, yeah, you not that dude. You not that dude. That's embarrassing.
Go ahead, kid.
You know, I hear that there's room for improvement. I wouldn't say he's not a hooper. I wouldn't go that far. I feel like there's moments in which he has to grow as a player, especially in clutch. But that's hard to do when you're not the person that the team goes to in those moments. Like, imagine what Jordan would look like if Scottie Pippen closed out most of those games. Like, everyone knows Jordan for what he did close out and stuff like that, but we forget that Jordan had moments where it's like, dog, why you take that shot? Why are you 10 for 33?
So let me swing.
You know, and I'm not saying that Zach is a Jordan level player, but what I am saying is, like, he doesn't get the same shots in the clutch that DeMar gets because DeMar is a more established player. He's also older, and he also has a reputation in the league for closing out games. So, like, why wouldn't he get that shot, right? We don't know many stars has dealt with that before, you know?
Yeah, here's my pushback. Zach LaVine's been in the game for what, 8 years now, at least.
Mm-hmm.
There are benchmarks, right? When Jordan came into the league, it was apparent from the word go that he was clutch, right? From the get-go. I've been here from the beginning of Jordan to right now. That's how long I've been watching. I'm 44 years old. I came in really watching in 86, right? Jordan was clutch from the get-go. There are benchmarks. When I look at a superstar, whoever it is, right? There are certain benchmarks within their first 3 to 4 years that you say, okay, he's got it, right? Now you got to put a team around him. You've been in the league 8 years. That's not the excuse that I want to hear.
Can I ask you a question?
Jordan level player, cool. But at year 7, right, we should be a contender with you if you're that guy. And you're not that guy. For whatever reason that may be, you're not that guy. I'm not even putting you on the Jordan level. But what I am looking for, when I look at my superstars, there are benchmarks that they hit. Luka Doncic, for as much as I hate watching him play, within the first 3 years, I knew, yeah, he's got something. Why? Because in the playoffs and when it matters, late in the regular season, that dude comes up with buckets. There are benchmarks along the way. Zach hasn't cleared that. He's gonna be one of them dudes that he'll have 20,000 points, right? And you'll forget about him in time.
So what was your opinion of LeBron in year 7 when he was having teams built around him but not closing out games? What was your opinion of
That's
him
true.
at that point?
But in year 4, LeBron took them to the finals. So the benchmark was, okay, he can get you there. So now we got to get him some help. That's what I mean. Jordan, his first 2 years, right? He lost to Boston. He lost to Milwaukee his first year in 86. What did he do to Boston? 63 in the Garden. Okay, we got to get him some help. That's benchmarks. I'm looking for benchmarks for my superstars, right? Every one of them has it. Where it's like, okay, this dude got something. Shaq, when he came on the scene, Orlando got the number 1 pick the next year. Within the next 2 years, they were in the NBA Finals. Right? Kobe Bryant, right? Within the first 4 years, even though he shot them air balls in Utah, it was like, wait a minute, this dude gonna shoot the ball in the clutch? I don't care about the air balls. It's the gall to take the shots. And that's the thing that I don't see with Zach. And we keep saying he's young or he ain't been in there. This dude been in the league 8, 9 years. The benchmark's already passed. This dude is gonna be a Tom Chambers type dude. He's gonna have 20-some thousand points. Because in today's league, they're not playing on defense. And in 20 years, you're going to forget all about him. And the only people that will remember are us as Bulls fans because we were there for it. But that's who he is. He's just an elite athlete that happens to play basketball.
That's here's the thing. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to understand the thought process because it's like it's a lot of stars that have kind of gone through this mode. You know, I remember looking at Carmelo and having the same questions, like, why doesn't it get done with Melo and he has all this help around him? Like, what is the thing, and then, he became the scapegoat in New York. And why is the Gilbert Arenas comes to mind for some odd reason. Like it's certain people that come to mind. It's like they had the opportunity, but the situations weren't necessarily conducive for it. I don't think this situation is conducive for Zach to take that step because he has someone in front of him who can already do what we need him to do. And when you have that ability, like you ever thought about it like this? What would Klay Thompson look like without Steph Curry?
Klay Thompson and Scottie Pippen. So I
think Klay would be a totally different player
because he's not a superstar, right? I remember about a month ago, y'all had that question about superstars, right? There's only about 5 or 6 of them in the NBA, right? But my general thought on a superstar, to answer that question from a month ago, a superstar is a guy that my wife knows and she don't even watch sports.
Yeah.
That's a superstar. So the dudes we be saying,
I give you that.
We just be saying that because we watch. But a superstar, right? And how that epiphany came to me, my wife doesn't watch football. She knew who Troy Polamalu was. How? The Head and Shoulders commercial. She said, the dude with the hair. That's all I know, right? A superstar transcends the game that he plays. There's only about 5 or 6 of those guys in the NBA, right? So we throw that out because we watch and we're crazy like that, right? And so we debate that and we argue that and we do the thing that fans do. Zach LaVine is just a dude, right? He's in that Hersey Hawkins, Kendall Gill, right? That mold right there, where he's really a second-tier type of player. But because he plays in an era where there's really no defense, right? He can get 25 points a game and it'll look good. But when I need you to really be a hooper, you can't be a hooper in the fourth quarter when I need you to be that. You're in year 8. DeMar and Bruce were brought in to help you alone. You should have already passed certain benchmarks that when they come in, they automatically defer to you. Automatically.
You're right. It should have accelerated. It should have accelerated his game, not made it regress.
Correct.
Hey, and I
think that's a really tough thing to say for us who have never really played professional ball. But just looking at it from the historical context, there's a lot of things you can sit there and say. But I've never seen 2 people who do the exact same thing thrive. I give you a prime example. Paul George looks a lot better on the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard in the lineup. Everyone would agree with that. But when Kawhi Leonard's in the lineup, Paul George looks like a shell of himself. Now, why is that? We know Paul George can cook.
They do the same thing.
They do the exact same thing.
They do the same thing.
Right?
Hey,
so here's my only statement to you. I'm all for saying that Zach needs to improve. There's something amiss and stuff like that. But what I'm also saying is you can't have 2 alphas that do the exact same thing on the exact same team and expect it to work. I have never seen it work out that way. We're only seeing it happen really with the Celtics right now. And in clutch moments, that don't really work. So all I'm saying is, if you have 2 guards right now that do the exact same thing, have one, pull them up. I would love to see that team.
No, hold on.
I'm a jog your memory, kid. The New York Knicks with Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell made it to the NBA Finals. Them dudes did exactly the same thing.
No, they didn't.
Them dudes did exactly the same thing.
No, they didn't. I respect. Hey, Q, you know I got nothing but love for you, baby. But no, they didn't. No, we didn't. Hey, you know what? Me and you can have that one out on a different call because that's a whole different thing. No, bro, I can't give you Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell. Come on, dog.
Yeah, they both were shooting guards, right? They both were 2 guards, and they played Sprewell as a small.
They put Latrell at the 3 and 3. He was more of a Jimmy Butler.
Right.
Yeah. Only one of them choked out their coach, though. All right, Q, we got to move along, man. I got a whole thing of calls here, bro. But thanks for calling in again, man.
Y'all boys be safe. Be
good. Don't wait.
Man, you be safe on the road, bro.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. You know it. Yep.
All right. We're gonna take another call here.
Yeah, well, that's true.
We're going out to the 813. What's up, caller?
What's up? What's up, guys?
What's happening?
Who's this?
What's good?
This is a Florida number, but I'm in Peoria. But I'm born and raised in Chicago.
Right.
Look, man. First half, we was doing what we were supposed to do, play through Vooch. Second half, I don't know what happened, man. Like why is it why is it whenever Blue starts going off first half, you see Patrick Williams doing his thing, everything flows smoothly. Then the second half, we just got the game won.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have the killer instinct that we need to have. I mean, even as we look back at other teams that we've had, you know, when we knew D Rose was out, and we had Boozer and DJ Augustine and, you know, Nate Robinson years and all those guys with Joakim Noah. I mean, those guys were never out of any game, no matter what. But our guys,
Right.
it seems like we're even up 10 with 5 minutes left, and we're still biting our nails because we can't figure out if we're going to win or not.
And to that last caller, I might be a young cat born in '91, but Latrell Sprewell and Allen Houston did not play alike. No, they did not.
No, they did not.
Nah.
One was really a 3-point shooter, and the other, he was more or less even more of a scorer than the other.
One was a slasher, one was a specialist. I give you that for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy to compare players anyway. Everybody's got their own.
But he did
pros and cons.
But y'all did make it. Y'all did make it to a point when y'all said that y'all never saw two people that played the same game actually work. I mean, the last time I seen me, I ain't even gonna say Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, because that's what y'all was talking about over there in Boston. Even though they're small, even though these two was a forward and a forward and a two guard, did Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony play somewhat of the same game? Somewhat.
ISO dominant game? Yeah, they did. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no, not exactly the same, but they both needed the ball.
All the way to the conference finals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in. Feel free to call back anytime.
I appreciate
you.
All
Hey,
right.
I got a question though. But why is it that when we lose, everyone we're so big on our stars not being our stars, right? But like I look at the Lakers, and the Lakers, even when healthy, when they lose, everyone's like they have no help. Like, what is it? Just narrative? Like, what help? I mean, LeBron is still out there taking the L's like everybody else. He still has bad games like everybody else. Russ is actually shooting better than a lot of people want to give him credit for. But when they lose, it's all the roster sucks. How come we don't have that
they got
conversation
LeBron
and that dialogue for us? I mean, Ayos has 7 points. He's 2 for 7. P. Will was 2 for 5. I mean, what happened to the P. Will from last night that was 18 and 10? I mean, why don't we have that conversation and that dialogue? Why is it always, was that play bad? He sucks. This is that. You know, like, why do we harp on them so much?
Because
it's like I told you.
As I keep saying, man, the reason is because we have no killer instinct. There ain't one killer on that team. DeMar maybe, but
I think DeMar has killer instinct.
Okay. Well, why does
DeMar's a killer
than anybody else? Why?
I think they have the desire to win. Knowing how to win is different. That was if you ask Pat, that was my one thing. I said we have no vets on this team that's won anything. Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
Alex Caruso been to the finals. Derrick Jones Jr. been to the finals.
Caruso's got a ring.
They're not. That ain't gonna do it.
You're right. And then I mean, even to make a more recent point, because you were talking about the two guys on the same team that do the same thing, like you've never seen it. Just go back to CJ McCollum and Dame. Like just look at it. They both do the same thing, but now that they're separate, both of them are eating correctly.
I give you another one. Look at Jordan Poole and Steph Curry.
Oh no! Oh, again, absolutely.
They can kind of coexist, but it's something there that's missing that the other championship teams outside of Kevin Durant didn't really like. It's something missing there. Like that's not gonna last. Like I don't look at the Warriors and say, "Oh yeah, they finna run the West." I look at them as a very competitive team, but I don't see it as anything else. But there's a bunch of vets that won something. You got an anomaly in Steph Curry. But like if it was just based off of what they do, that's a tough sell for me. It's a really tough sell. Now we're in an era of basketball where opinions are changing, narratives are being broken and stuff like that. Heck, Michael Jordan broke the narratives. They said a scoring champ couldn't win, stuff like that. So I know it's possible. I'm not going to say it's impossible, rather, but it just hasn't happened that way. What's happened, though, is you get a dominant big, you get a dominant 2-guard, or you get a dominant guard, and you have a better chance of going farther if you surround them with some key shooters and good role players. But I haven't seen two people on the one end of the ball that dominated. It's kind of hard to say because the Warriors did kind of do it. But look at that. Look how hard you got to think about it. It's like it's the Warriors.
Did you look how far you got to go back, though?
Like one of those two players has to be a dead-on 3-point shooter. And we don't have it. We got another.
That's really what we're missing. Because if Kobe doesn't go 3 for 11, this is a one game.
All I'm saying is,
yeah.
When
I know Marcus is getting up out of here, man. Let's wrap this on.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let's go. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah. Caller, what's up? 563 area code. How you doing?
Hey, well, what's going on, y'all? This is James from Iowa.
Hey,
Look,
James.
man, I'm just gonna go ahead straight on. I'm just gonna go ahead straight on to it, man.
Yeah.
Look, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with this team. I'm embarrassed by this team. This team is soft as baby. You know what? All right, soft as sharp as tissue paper. All right, look, man. We get away from the game plan far too often. How many times this season alone have we seen, first half we're playing great. We're up by 15, up by 16, everything going good. Somewhere, DeMar DeRozan is probably looking at the score sheet going, okay, I guess now it's time to go for mine. And then while DeMar tries to go for his, Zach's alongside us, well, damn, he's going for his. I'm going to go for mine too. And then isolation ball, and that breaks down everybody else on the team. It breaks down Vucevic, who doesn't get no touches. It breaks down Pat. It breaks down Io. No more team basketball. No more ball sharing. It's just two guys going for theirs, and it screws us up. Listen, and also every time when teams play physical, when they put on the pressure, when they start getting hot in the kitchen, they can't handle it. They punk out every time. It's disgusting. I don't know who is the damn leader on that team. I don't know who is. But if I'm the leader on that team, I'm tearing that locker room up. I'm screaming at somebody. No way that loss should have happened. I'm sick of this team. This ain't the Chicago Bulls, it's Chicago Cows. I'm done. I'm done with this team. Man, the hell up. Stop playing like punks and play simple team basketball, which you have shown y'all can do, but y'all don't want to do it because DeMar has to get his numbers, and that forces Zach to get his, and we get punks like TJ McConnell and a weak has the Pacer teams punk us out like that. Embarrassing. Sick of this team. Embarrassing.
You're like a YouTube for us right now. I love it.
Hey, man, I don't know what else to say behind that one. That's
the Chicago Cows.
The Chicago Cows. He got it, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate you calling in, man. Thanks for sounding off, man. That's a good way to end this.
Appreciate you, man.
No problem, man.
All right.
Have a good.
Oops, sorry about that, James. Thanks for that call. All right, everybody. So that is going to do it. I know we got 4 callers calling in, and I apologize, and we'll get to you next game. So please make sure to call us the next time. I do got to do some stuff here tonight here still, so I do have to cut this one short. Back-to-back games kind of screw me up here. So I do want to appreciate everybody for participating, all the callers that called in today. Stefan the Don joining us. As always, P Kid is on the mic with us, and my name is Marcus Couch. Be sure to check me out at Marcus Couch on Twitter, and also at Bulls Podcast is where you can find me on Twitter for my other show, the Bulls Podcast, which you can find at youtube.com/Bulls Podcast. So until next time, take care, everybody. Go Bulls.
Peace.